you are listening. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And you heard the intro. You know, I'm Ashley, and the one
Amber.
right of me is Amber. I don't know which side you're on today.
Yeah.
Sometimes it switches. I think most of the time
Yeah.
you're over there and I'm on this side.
I think whoever starts the recording, I think is on the left side. Yeah. So I think you're over there.
That way. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, wait. If you're that way, then you have to point that way. Okay.
I'm confused.
Anyways, while you guys are listening, go ahead and subscribe, hit the bell so you're notified anytime we have a new episode, and also leave a review. Hit that 5th star because we love to hear from you guys and get to know, your thoughts and whatever. And we'll read them, and maybe we see an interesting one, we'll share it on here. So,
Yeah.
that said, how was your week, twin?
So last week was like super uneventful, and this week was just like all the things happened this week. Like it's just a lot happened. So like bought a new car. If you're listening, Ashley just cracked open a, what is it called? Celsius. Yeah.
What do they call it when they like people just like listen to like weird sounds?
Yeah, the what's it called?
I can't remember, but that's what it was.
When people talk and it's like relaxing or whatever, the weird stuff.
Yeah, they like.
Yeah.
Whisper.
So today.
Yeah.
It's like the yoga voice. Okay, so.
Anyways,
so this week. Okay, so this week was a lot of things. So we bought a car this week. Brought a. Yes, so happy because I mean I haven't been like I don't really post a lot of like my public life and like venting. I really should probably just vent more on my story about situations in life because I think that sometimes Blake is just like so not wanting to hear me vent and complain about stuff. But like this situation really upset me. So like it was a whole situation with Enterprise. Like we had to we've been renting a car since we've been out here in Atlanta because we like left the car in because it was Rust Bucket that we left in there in San Diego. We're like now trying to get this thing cross country. So we rented a car to drive across the country, and then we were just going to buy one here once we finalized everything with Blake's job. And so obviously coronavirus slowed things down. So we've been renting a car, which is super. If anybody has ever rented a car for multiple months in a row, it's really expensive. It's like stupid. Yeah. And so Blake and I were like, okay, we just really what we really wanted to do was just buy a car. So we finally were able to do that. Finally got my tax return this week, which I filed my taxes in May. I mailed them in May because I had to make an adjustment on mine. And finally got my tax return. So I was super excited about that. So we were able to take care of a bunch of stuff at once this week. So yeah, I love that. And then what else happened? I feel like that was the biggest thing that happened this week that I really was super stoked about. And then, but yesterday we went to Sky Zone. So my back and my shoulders are very sore today from doing this motion over and over. So I thought for some reason in my head I thought my legs would be sore, but they're not sore at all. My upper body, I forget that I hold most of my strength in my legs. I used to have a pretty strong upper body when I used to lift more and when I was in high school and stuff when I was doing sports. But my upper body strength isn't I don't have a whole lot of upper body strength anymore, which is so weird to me. But anyway, so yeah, my legs aren't really sore, but it was really fun. Landon, it's the first time we took Landon where he actually really knew what was going on, so he could jump. And
we've been a bunch of times here, but that was when Landon was super little. So
yeah, super little. So now that he's 2, you just moving the camera around, twin.
Yeah. Okay. If you guys are watching, you know that I'm in a different recording space right now.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to make sure that I'm close enough to the mic because, but I'm not. I'm really far away.
But I can still hear you. Oh, because you have your headphones on.
Yeah, because I have my backup audio right here in the AirPods.
Yeah, backup audio device.
Okay, so this is the new position. Okay. So continue. So what else happened?
I think that was pretty much.
You went with Bo, right?
Right. So we went to Sky Zone. We met my cousin Bo there. It was going to be her and her daughter Logan, but Logan on every other weekend stays with her some member of Bo's family to give her a weekend off because she has 3 kids. And so they Lolo was with her godmother, and Bo went to go pick her up, and she was just not having it. Like, did not want to leave. So it ended up just being Bo and then me, Blake, and Landon, which was fun. It just would have been more fun if Lolo was there, but yeah, Landon had a blast, and we did this. This Guys Don't Hear is super cool because it has a lot more of the a Ninja Warrior type like stuff in it.
Obstacles,
which some of that stuff, I'm just like, I was looking at some of it, like Blake is just flying through all the freaking things on it, of course. And and Bo and I are like, how are you doing this? Like, some of the stuff is really hard.
Yeah,
it's really
I
hard.
think the hardest thing for me with those is like, if you don't have gloves or powder, like it's just gonna tear your hands
or
up.
your feet, too, because like we didn't have shoes on. So like there's one where you're supposed to like walk through rings. And I was like, this is putting so much pressure on the bottom of my foot. That is not fun at all. Like, I'm holding on with my arms and then stepping on like in a ring to like walk across these rings. And I was like, that actually hurt my feet too. I was like, barefoot, no gloves. Like, this is not
not obstacle course attire.
Yeah, not ready for an obstacle course today. So, but it ended up being such a blast. So we had a pretty awesome, pretty fun week. I really love my car. It's blue. And she is awesome.
It's like the
so I haven't given her a name yet. Yeah, it's very similar to the same color as Derek's. I think it's like darker. Like Derek's is like in a kind of like a little closer to electric blue.
Yeah.
This one's closer. It's closer to like a navy type color.
Okay.
So yay, all the things. But what happened? What's going on with your week this week?
Well, not really anything, to be honest. It was a pretty normal week. I went to my classes. I went to 7 classes this week. I adjusted my calorie intake because it was a little bit lower. I was starting to feel the effects of eating at a deficit for that long, at such an extreme deficit for that long, and working out 7 days a week and eating the little bit that I was eating was starting to like wear on me. I was starting to get tired, feel like not really great. Yeah. So I raised that, and then San Diego's basically melting, so we haven't really done anything. Today, particularly, it says, I don't have my watch on right now, but when I looked last, it said, asked Google what it was going to be, it said it was going to be 103 degrees.
In San Diego?
Yes. When I looked at my watch, it said 106 degrees. And just so everybody knows, it's not like we're like, some parts of the greater San Diego area do get hot. So like if you live in Coachella, or if you live in Temecula, like if
you live inland,
then yeah, you're going to get like those 100-degree temperatures because it's a desert over there. I'm 20 minutes from the beach, like from the ocean. Like the ocean is literally just 20 minutes away. The bay is closer than that. The bay is like 15 minutes away. So it's just like ridiculous anyways. So Phoenix wanted to go outside yesterday and basically cooped him up in the house all day, which was just a disaster. Like, he was just climbing on me and running around and wanting me to do all the activities and whatever. And I was just like, can we just not it's Saturday. Can we just not rest? Hang out?
Yeah.
But I cooped him up in the house on Friday also because Friday it was 98
also
degrees,
hot.
So just barely below 100. Then it's over 100 yesterday and it's going to be over 100 today. So we're trying to figure out like what we want to do because I don't really know. It's Labor Day weekend, but I'm not trying to
literally
do anything today. Huh?
The pool or the beach are literally the only things to do today.
It's Labor Day weekend. We're definitely not going to the beach.
Yeah.
The pool is a possibility, but it's like, so the stuff in San Diego is not set up for heat. So the playground is metal, which if you guys anybody listening lives in Texas or anywhere where it's normally hot, they have wood play structures. Or They have like that rubber stuff that goes around the play structure so that like the metal is covered so it doesn't overheat. They don't have that here. So like you can't even touch the play structure. It's so hot. Okay?
Right.
Especially right now. And then even the pool has stone around it. Like, so the stone already, like even if it's 80 degrees, you can't even walk on it because it's so hot. And like, you don't want to like, if you sit down and you lean up against the stone, it like burns. You can't even sit, like they don't have like those layout chairs, whatever those things are called. What are they called? Lounge chairs out right now because of COVID and whatever. For some reason, lounge chairs means that people are going to be closer to each other. I don't understand what that
No,
means.
I think it's because they're not going to send anybody out there to sanitize them every time someone uses them. So they just get rid of them because they just don't feel
There's
like cleaning
chairs though, just not lounge chairs.
them. Oh,
Anyways, so basically what we've been doing is just like putting our towels out on the ground and laying
too
out on the
hot.
ground. But it's too hot. Like the heat comes
It's
up
hot.
anyways. And it basically, like, if you have a wet towel, it basically just like boils the water like in the towel. It's ridiculous. So that's on a normal day. That's on like an 85-degree day. But 102 degrees, like, and Phoenix was it's already literally like as we're speaking, it's 9:45 on Sunday, and it's already 90 degrees outside. Like, I swear I feel like I teleported back to Santa Clarita or back to Texas.
Yeah.
So thankfully this is the only 2 days. Even freaking Google is warning us, just so you know, you're in a heat advisory today, please drink water. Thanks, Google. Thank you. Thank you for looking out for my well-being.
It really hasn't been like, it's been hot here, but it really hasn't been like crazy. Like if I look at my watch right now, it's 82 degrees outside.
But the thing about San Diego, though, too, that makes it, and then we'll move on to the Did You See, that makes it even more annoying, is that San Diego, most people in San Diego don't have AC.
Yeah, I don't know how people are doing it because even in like San Francisco and like Northern California, it's like 90-something degrees there, and they don't have air conditioning. Like, how are they surviving life right now? That is awful.
Yeah. And like some people have AC, but they never turn it on. So, and we don't subscribe to that. But yesterday, because of the fact that if everybody does turn
wait. Hold on. You kind of got wobbly there again. Okay, so if everybody turns AC on, what now?
So if everybody does turn on the AC, then we get blackouts in Southern California, because most people don't know this, but we don't make our own power in this state. We get our power from other states. So there's not already not necessarily enough power coming in. So if we all decide to turn on our ACs at once when nobody uses it the entire year, then we're going to be have a blackout. So we haven't had a blackout yet, but I did my part yesterday. And you're frozen. Okay, now you're unfrozen. But I did my part yesterday and kept the AC off until like 2:00. And then by 2:00, I was like, that was when it was like,
can't do it anymore.
No, the house was 80 degrees. I had all the curtains, all the blinds, all the fans, and it was still 80 degrees. And I was just like, this is a negative. Like, Phoenix is here, Sansa's here. Like, I'm not about to like put us in the freaking sweat lodge for the entire day. And then also, if it was 100 degrees and then it dropped like vigorously to like 60 degrees at night, then like at night, then we could open up windows and like let the hot air out or whatever. But it cooled down to 79 degrees last night. So it's like not even cool. I was like,
so hot.
So we're definitely just gonna keep the AC on. But anyways, okay. So what do you have for Did You See this week? Did you see your?
We also did our cousin call. Forgot about that. We did our cousin call last night.
Yeah, we did our cousin call.
We did our cousin call last night.
Everyone joined.
Yeah. So almost every one of the cousins except for the young, like Christian, and then the youngest ones. So like Raquela, Ashayla, and Christian. Like they're the ones without babies now, because Crystal's gonna have a baby soon. So like,
and then
we're running out of
baby siblings.
Huh? Oh yeah, Alex and Elijah. And I didn't realize that Terrell was 13 years old, because last time I saw him, he was this tall, like teeny,
like 7, I think, and
a baby. No, he was like 4 or 5 years old last time I saw him, and he is 13. And they were like, he's a grown man. I'm like, how is he a grown man? Like last time I saw him, he was following me around the house, eating my popcorn that I did not want to share with him because it was mine. But yeah, so that's so funny. But we had a great time talking to all our cousins. So hi to y'all, if you get around to actually listening to us. We had a lot of fun. Hopefully we'll do more calls like that soon. And then we also are going to do like a cousins trip if we ever get it planned and get our lives together to do it.
Hopefully to San Diego or to just Southern California.
Hopefully, yeah, I agree. Hopefully somewhere on the West Coast.
Like, I literally live in a resort state. People come. It's not like it's not like I'm saying I live in Montana and I'm like, hey guys, let's go to Montana. Like I live in
Right.
California. Like there's there's ocean. We could go to like, I mean, not that I don't know if they would want to go to the snow, but like if we wanted to go to Mammoth or Big Bear, or we could go to
Right.
any of the beaches. We could rent a house on Malibu Beach and just freaking chill out in Malibu and walk around and bike and whatever and drink at night and go to clubs and stuff like so it's not really, but I think they want to go to Vegas
Hold on.
because I think
Baby, do you need me to help you find something? The remote for the Roku? It's right. Is it not? Oh, that's your glasses case. Okay. Blake's like vigorously trying to find the Roku remote. like, like, babe, do you need help you? And he's like trying to be quiet too. So he's sneaking into the room. Like, what are you looking for? Can I help you? Okay, sorry. Go ahead. So
Okay,
because it's called Vegas, so you're saying like Vegas or California?
yeah, I think that Vegas would be the place that everyone's going to want to go because it's more like party, like you can party more.
Yeah.
When I think of vacation, I think of like laying out on the beach, drinking.
Yeah, I
going
really.
to the pool, chilling
Yeah.
out. I'm not trying to get crazy, so
Yeah, I think
that's
that
what our
you.
cousins are.
Well, Mickey doesn't drink, so I don't know what type of crazy she's trying to get. She doesn't drink, so and I really don't drink much anymore. Like my vision for a vacation is group spas, pool days, like things that you don't get to do.
Maybe
like,
a winery.
Like a winery or like something like that, like very chill, having brunch and like things that I like as a mom you don't really get to do.
Yeah.
Like without interruption. Those are the things I want to do. I really don't care to go like if I'm gonna go and like have like a Vegas trip, it's gonna be you, me, Derek, and Blake, and like we're gonna go like have a hard Vegas trip and just like do all the clubs. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't really care to do that with like it's all girls trip. Like I want to sit and talk about life and like I don't know. It makes me sound old, but I'm not really trying to go on a cousin's trip to try to get like great. Like no, I've already done multiple girl Vegas trips. Did it once, checked it off the list. So I feel like a resort in like Santa Barbara, like an all-inclusive resort in Santa Barbara is like what I'd want to do.
Yeah.
Where I don't have to do anything.
Spas,
pools, lazy rivers, spas, like that's the stuff I want to do. I want to do like a spa-based trip. So
and also somewhere where like we could safely leave the resort.
Right.
And, like go to like little like
Santa Barbara Mexico.
Santa Barbara has like little cute shops and stuff like that we could go and walk to and like whatever. Anyways, so I was thinking we would do. Hopefully, we'll all agree on somewhere to go. But we really need to get to our did you see. So what did you? Yeah. What is yours?
Okay, so mine is like it's just kind of like highlight news, but AJ McLean from the Backstreet Boys is going to be on Dancing with the Stars. So this is the second Dancing with the Stars season in a row. There's actually somebody I want to watch on it because the last time Hannah Brown was on it, and then Hannah Brown and Allie Brooke were on Dancing with the Stars last time. But the thing that makes me not want to watch it really isn't the people that are dancing. It's the judges. I really just don't like them.
Yeah, I don't like them either.
They're just kind of like snotty and rude, and like I just don't like them. So to me, it's not worth watching it because I have to listen to them talk every week.
I skip usually.
You do?
I watch the routines and then I skip to the next routine.
I feel like AJ should be phenomenal at Dancing with Stars because he's been dancing for 25 years or something. Granted, with the guys, but still.
I think AJ and Caitlin have an advantage.
Who's Caitlin?
Caitlin Bristow.
Caitlin Bristow's on there this time? Did I miss that? Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Why does Caitlin have an advantage?
She's a dancer.
Oh, well, that's not fair.
She danced for a lot of Hannah Brown.
Hannah Brown was a dancer. You're right, but she doesn't She's not actively a dancer right now. Like if you were a dancer in like, well, I guess Hannah Brown's like 24 years old, so it's not many years in there. But Caitlin is 30 something. If she was a dancer in like her teens, it's a long time to like go without dancing.
She's been exercising in preparation for Dancing with the Stars and doing like getting her dancer quote unquote body back. So it's gonna come back very quickly.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, I guess I'll be watching some Dancing with the Stars again this year. We'll see.
You know who's on there? Carol Baskin. Carol Baskin from Tiger, the lady that they think killed the Tiger King.
Why?
She's on there. I don't know why. I have no idea. That's the only one that I'm like, y'all are gonna put like a supposed murderer
Murderer?
on Dancing with the Stars? I'm so confused. Like,
They're running out of celebrities to do Dancing with the Stars with. I think that's what's happening. They're running out of people that want to do it. Just keep having Bachelor cast members, I guess. Bachelor cast members will always be down to Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah, for sure. Well, because of their relationship already with ABC, so
yeah. Did you have one?
Yeah, so my Did You See is so last week we talked about the passing of Chadwick Boseman, and Disney has been frantically running around because we both thought that they had already shot Black Panther 2. But what actually happened was they were supposed to shoot it in March, but obviously coronavirus happened and COVID-19 happened, so they had to stop shooting or stop pre-production. So they were going to start shooting and then they postponed it. Meanwhile, he continued to obviously rest and
deteriorate.
And he was literally saying to people that he's almost out of the woods. He's going to get better. And then he's going to go right into shooting Black Panther 2. And then unfortunately he passed away. So they wrote an entire film to put this man in. And now there's no film.
Honestly, at least they didn't start shooting it. Honestly. Because a rewrite is a lot less expensive than trying to refilm an entire movie after the lead cast member passes away. So
they named a couple of people that this has happened before, where like main characters have died. Paul Walker died mid shooting, but he died mid production of Fast and the Furious 6, I think. Whatever the one was, he died. But he died mid production.
Say it again. So he died mid-production. Say that during Fast 8. It was 8.
Yeah. Here, hold on. Let me put on my Do Not Disturb because I have all the Instagram alerts.
Yeah, me too. I think that's what's interrupting us. We're both getting it like to unlock. Thank you, by the way, to everyone who has liked our post. If it is your first time listening to our podcast, we appreciate you guys coming and listening to us. We're gonna hit like a record number of likes for this post this week for some reason. I'm not sure what it is that I think it's maybe the Wakanda symbol that we're doing, but everybody really seems to like it. So thank you guys for all the likes. But we have to pause here, you guys, because it's interrupting the podcast recording. So continue. So Paul Walker passed away.
So he passed in 7 or 8. I can't remember, in the production of 7 or 8. And then what they did was they got his brothers to be his body doubles, and they just put his face on the body. They also did this in the new Star Wars movie where the actress that plays Leia, she passed away mid-production. They still had 2 movies in the books that were already written, already ready to go. So they basically
CGI'd her.
They
had to CGI a lot of characters. They had to CGI a lot of characters in the last Star Wars because a lot of them are dead. Because they went back, because all those people are dead now. Because they're some of them were old then in the 70s, so a lot of them passed away. So they actually CGI'd quite a few of those characters, which honestly, technology is amazing because you could kind of tell, but it didn't take away from the film at all. The Paul Walker CGI though, there were whole scenes where there was one scene in that movie that I thought was weird where Vin Diesel and Paul Walker do this really dope car scene where inside a freaking building in Dubai, and you see they pan out to Vin Diesel standing by himself looking over the side of the building, and there's clearly no Paul Walker standing next to him. But obviously he would have been standing next to him because they just did this crazy thing, So it was weird. They didn't do a perfect, seamless job. But I mean, hey, I think everybody kind of knew, the man died. We're not going to hold it against the production crew for their missteps.
Yeah, and that was also, 10 years ago or something like that. So production and film technology has developed, especially if you're talking about a major studio like Disney. They're playing no games. So, but what I think what the most popular opinion, idea, I think, is that they make Suri, which is T'Challa's brother, the actress that plays Suri. They're going to make her plays T'Challa's sister. Yes, they're going to make her character take up the mantle of the Black Panther, which follows along with the comic books. At one point, she does become the Black Panther. There was conversations about that in the beginning about how great her character was, and it's like, well, yeah,
So
because
awesome.
she's gonna be the new Black Panther and all this stuff, and she's already pretty freaking badass. Like, so
She's Blake. I think next to Black Panther, she's Blake's favorite character.
Yeah, I would
awesome.
for sure watch. And honestly, too, oh my gosh, this is even more sad. Like the way the movie ends, where he's telling her, "Oh, by the way, you're gonna run this facility in Los Angeles and for the kids and da 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 da, the technology facility." She's like, "What?" So that kind of like he sort of passed the mantle on. Oh my gosh, that is so sad. He kind of like already passed the mantle onto her. Oh my goodness. On that note, Viola Davis posted today an animation of what's his name that made all the comic books? What's his name? He died.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What's his name? Oh my gosh, twin. What is his name?
The old guy that died.
I know, but what is his name? I want to call him. It's not Steve. Hold on. Gotta look it up. I only have one finger to type right now.
I'm actually pretty excited about her being in, like, that being a possibility. I really think that's the only thing to do it, because recasting him is just not an option. And so I'm really glad that they went ahead or that they're not going ahead, but that they came up with a good idea kind of already. I mean, it would have been cool to see the process of Stanley. There you go.
Okay.
So she did a thing with Stanley.
So they did a video, or it was like an animation of Stanley standing at the pearly gates, and the Black Panther walks up, full Black Panther costume. He does the Wakanda symbol, and then they walk through the gates together. And I was just like, oh my goodness. And like Queen Latifah commented, and she was like, heartstring popped. And I was like, yes. Just like, anyways, it was super sad.
It's just sad when people that are really well liked pass. But anyways, do we need to get to our topic?
Yes, we need to get to our topic today. So we're going to talk about friendship, and we're going to talk about friendship in all different aspects, not just like, oh, we're going to talk about friends. No, we're going to talk about like, we're going to do a deep dive into like our friendships as kids versus our friendships as adults versus our friendships with people of the opposite sex, our friendships with as after motherhood. So there's a lot to dive into, I think, in that. So I guess my first question
is chronological order, I guess.
Yeah, so we start with childhood. Like we had, I mean, I feel like we had a good amount of friends when we were younger, but we don't talk to any of them. I don't think now.
I legit don't think I talk to anyone for honestly, like going from having a kid to being engaged and like all like there's just a lot of friends that I had when I was like just a few years ago, like 4 years ago when I was single, that they still don't have kids, still aren't in like committed relationships still. So when you're in a relationship, it kind of defeats that. When you're a kid, like it was cool because we were just like the friendships you built. Yeah, you would hope, like in my head, I'm like, man, I would have liked that, but we moved around a lot, so it kind of made it a little difficult to like. Yeah. You continue to put effort into these friendships, and people's lives like move on, and they start making closer friendships and relationships with the people that are near them. So I think for us, like, or for me, I don't know about you, but I feel like a lot of the friendships that we don't like, I see people that like I follow on Facebook from like elementary school, middle school, and they're like still best friends. Like they were best friends in school, or like they weren't friends in school, but now they're best friends as adults. But it's because they went from elementary school to middle school to high school. Some of them went to college together later. So they literally have had elementary school lifelong friends, but it's because they've lived in the same city their whole lives. So they just, they had that whole like circular arc. It's something that I kind of would want for Landon. I'd want him to have a friend that he was like playing in the sandbox with as a kid, and still have that friend grow with him and learn with him. But yeah, I don't have any friends from being Who
Yeah.
would have any friends from being a kid?
I mean,
No, nobody that I'm like hitting up, like that I would spend time with. That's like an active member of my life.
Yeah, I think like there's a big difference between like an acquaintance and a friend. I think we have a lot of acquaintances, and I think a lot of people now with like Instagram and Facebook, you have a lot of acquaintances. You have people that like, oh, I knew you at one point, and I like sort of follow your life on social media. And I think like that's kind of where we are right now with like a lot of friendships is like, you kind of are like, I've had people when I was working at the Oasis that lived in that would like be vacationing from Dallas to Austin, and like I would walk by and be like, "Oh my gosh, hey, like I know you. We went to high school together." Da 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 da. Like, hey, what's going on? Like I saw you work here on Facebook, and I've seen your son, and he's so cute, and this and this, and it's like you. It's sort of like time never passed, but like you're not really in each other's lives, but you just kind of know what's going on in each other's lives, you know?
Right, exactly.
So it's like kind of this weird dynamic that social media has created, where it's like the word acquaintance is a lot deeper now. Could be a lot deeper than before. Like an acquaintance was like, oh, somebody you met, you saw at like the Christmas party one time, and you said what's up, and that was it.
Hold on. Okay, say somebody you met.
Yeah, I was gonna say somebody you met at a Christmas party, and then like you just talk to them like one time, and then you see them next year at the Christmas party. You know what I mean? Like there was
Right.
no, and there's, but with social media, it's like you can see them at the Christmas party, then follow them on Instagram, and then keep up with their whole life until the next Christmas party. And then the next Christmas party, you're like, oh my gosh, like you have a baby now, and you this, and like you know all of this stuff before, but that you wouldn't have known, you know, without social media. So, I think so. I think the biggest change for me as far as friendships has been like going from singledom to relationship to motherhood.
Yeah.
Like I think like when you're single, like your relationships, like you have all kinds of friends. You have guy friends, you have girlfriends, you have whatever. I think I had more guy friends than I had female friends before I was in or engaged or whatever in a committed relationship. And I still have some of them. But we don't talk as much because like they're in a relationship, I'm in a relationship. So like we'll catch up, you know, like here and there, like, you know, go back and forth on like a comment or DMs or whatever, but like it's not like we're not like on the phone talking like all the time like we would be if we weren't in relationships. So um I think that's just like a different like dynamic when you're in a, and also too, I think like for me, I like to have friends that are couples.
Yeah,
Like
exactly. I was literally about to say that. I do not care to have a single girlfriend. I really don't. Because there's not, because for me it's like I spend like cousin, my family's different because like my cousin Bo is single, but like I don't care to like make a single girlfriend because you're not going to be able to contribute any, like if I come to you with this situation or a solution, she's like, girl, you need to use it. Like you don't know, you're not in a relationship. How are you about to give me advice? You don't know. Your response,
yeah.
like in my head, I'm thinking her advice to me is going to be like, why do you put up with this? And you need to, put, and instead of thinking about it from a relationship perspective, which is like, there's a lot more work that goes into relationship, and especially a long-term relationship where like this is like your life relationship, your life partner. There's a mindset that's totally different than when you're in the dating like world and you're just like, he doesn't meet my one checkbox, so he's out. Like,
Yeah.
So I also value Blake and I sharing friends groups. Like if I want us to, or friend groups. If Blake and I meet, like if he meets like a dude and he has a girlfriend or a wife, I'm like, oh awesome, we can hang out together. Like I want us to have like couples nights, and we actually did that quite a bit in Austin. But again, when you move, it changes the whole dynamic of your friendships. We went from hanging out with those couple of friends every weekend to moving to San Diego and not seeing them at all. That's definitely something that I value, though, for sure, is when we finally get settled in whatever new city that we're going to be in, that we build friendships with people that have kids, that are in couples. Like I love going to Bo's house because she has kids. So like the kids go do whatever, and we can sit and have adult conversations. Like it's hard for Blake and I to have an adult conversation because Landon wants to talk to us, and Landon wants to be right there, and Landon wants to like have our attention. And like, I really need to talk to your dad about this. I really need you to stop talking. I need you to sit down so I can have a conversation. So that's actually really nice. So as an adult, like as a single person, you didn't want to hang out with couples because you're like, I don't want to be the third wheel, and this just makes me feel like I'm lonely and da da da. And as a person in a couple, I'm like, I'm not trying to hang out with a single person because I don't know what you're gonna like. I don't really know what to talk to you about. I feel like I'm sitting there giving you relationship advice the whole time, or like whatever, you know.
Yeah.
It also
And I
makes it
think
weird to invite them over and hang out. You know, it's like just this girl and then me and Blake. Like that's weird.
yeah,
You
that is
know.
weird. Yeah. And I think too, like, I think the only way it makes it not weird is if like that person has kids. So like if you have a single person that has kids, like in the case of Bo, the reason it makes it less
True.
weird is because she has kids.
Yeah.
So like if you're single and you have kids, great, because then we have something to like
Parenting. Yeah.
we can relate on, right? Because my life is gonna be, and it's also different too. Like having couple friends that don't have kids is a different dynamic as well. Whereas I would prefer that situation. I do like couples that have kids that are around the same age because we're kind of going through the
Yeah.
same stuff, you know. And those are the women right now that I relate to. I'm like, oh, you have a 4-year-old, or oh, you have an almost 4-year-old, you have a 3-year-old, you have a baby, you have a that. Like this is where we relate better. And also like when it comes to motherhood relationships, as we segue over that direction, I feel you. I'm tired too, but I see you yawning. I'm tired too.
Sorry. You cut, but you cut out too. I'm so tired because okay, so our cousin call was it started at 9 Atlanta time, so I didn't get off the phone with that. We didn't get off the phone with them until after midnight. So I am very tired. So
Yeah.
I apologize for the yawning. But Ashley also cut out while I was yawning. So you have to start whatever you're saying over again because I did not catch
Okay.
any of that.
So what I was saying was that as we segue over to the conversation about motherhood relationships, that sometimes it's not like every mom you're friends with. I think that I'm more friends with moms who have kids my age. Like I feel like there's like dynamics of motherhood, right? I think I've talked about this before. The stages of motherhood. There's like moms with newborns, toddler moms, and then there's like
Middle school, high
like
school moms.
elementary school, high school mom, or elementary school moms, and then there's high school to adulthood moms. Moms who all of their kids are in high school, generally like they're not really going to have be friends with people that have kids that are toddler age because those kids are never going to hang out short of the older kids babysitting for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's not really like a relationship there. Like, and also the dynamic works because like if that's a relationship I feel like would work is if it's your sister-in-law or it's your cousin or your sister or something. Like that relationship could work there because they could be a few years older than you and have kids, or they could have had kids earlier than you and you guys are still the same age. You know what I mean? So that dynamic could work too. But I think that there's just a difference like of camaraderie when you have kids the same age and you guys all come up together, which is why they suggest you go to a mom group of newborns or whatever.
Yeah.
I think another thing about having moms that are friends is like your parenting styles have to be similar. I had my lunch with Katie this week and we were talking about how we have a mutual friend and mine and Katie's parenting styles are very similar. We're very like, you're going to be polite, you're going to be respectful, you're going to listen to me when I say something. And then but we also are like lenient in some areas, right? I would say that Katie might be a little bit more strict than me, if that's even possible. But our friend is not. Her kid runs buck wild. Like just and the thing it's always funny because you can tell the moms that like they don't really have control, but when they're around other moms, they like try to assert like they have control, but their kid's like, why are you playing games right now? Like we both know who's in control of this situation. You know what I mean? So she kind of has that relationship with her son, and that drives me nuts because like I feel like I'm the strict, crazy yelling mom when I'm around her because I'm trying to get Phoenix to like, hey, this kid is acting crazy. This is not how you act. And I don't care if
Right.
this boy's over. Well, he's not listening, mom. He's not such and such. That's fine. He doesn't have to listen to his mother if his mother thinks that's fine. He doesn't change the fact that you need to listen to me and respect what I'm doing. And if another adult says something to you, you need to respect them as well. You also don't go take other people's toy, whatever. Anyways, so I think that's a big factor too about motherhood relationships. Just like I feel like it would be weird if one of you is like, oh, I am a free range parent and I don't say no to my kid, and the other one is like militant. Like I feel like you're gonna butt heads about things. You know what I'm saying? Like how can you give advice to somebody who is completely on the opposite side of like the way that you parent? Same with relationships. Like if you're in an if you have friends that are in open relationships, that's not the person I'm getting advice from.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. They probably aren't going to seek advice from me because my advice would be stop stepping out on your relationship and commit to one. That would be my advice. But that's not going to work because they're in an
Yeah.
open relationship, you know?
I think also
So
for me, like in that situation, I'd be like, all the issues that you have are because neither of you are fully committed to your relationship.
yeah, exactly.
Like,
And
no
they would like
judgment. That's how you. Well, now we are, and this is what works for us. Clearly not, because if you're complaining to me about situations, then it's not working. So tighten up, like, you know what I mean? Tighten up your relationship a little bit more. Require a little bit more from the person that you're with, and then maybe hopefully it'll balance its way out. But yeah, I mean, with friendships, I think that as an adult, and not even just as an adult, like as an adult is one thing. Like trying to make adult friends is an issue of its own. I think when
yeah.
when you're in a relationship, like it's awkward. It's almost like when you're single, it's almost like if you're trying to make a friend with somebody, there's this boundary
It's
of
like
like,
dating.
well, yeah, it's like you're trying to date a person that you want to be friends with. Like you have to ask them if they want to hang out with you, and then they may say no, or they may blow you off. They may think you're weird, or they may, yeah, and it's the same thing, same dynamic.
yeah.
And it's just as awkward. So that's why, I mean, I feel like it's easier to make friends in mutual spaces like work and things like that. So like if you're having issues making friends, try to put yourself in, like join a club or like do like intramural sports or something that'll put you in a group of people that are like similar to you so that you don't feel so weird. As a person in a relationship, I think Blake and I are really good at like when we go out, Blake's way better at making friends than me as an adult. It's just, I like people, but I'm weird about like, if we are not living if we are not in our space that we're going to permanently be in, I don't want to make friends with you. Like, because I've done that my whole life. So like Blake's made friends with all the people in the condo. He knows all the dogs, he knows all the couples, he knows all the people here. And I'm just like, we're not going to live here very long. Like if the closest we're going to move to Alpharetta, like that's far. Like I'm just not trying to make friends with people that I don't have close proximity with. The people that I want to make friends with are people that are going to be like parents of Landon at schools or the preschool parents or like people in our workout or Blake's like coworkers. Those are the kind of people that I want to be friends with because they're going to be an integral part of our life for a long time. So I think that's that's the perspective I have because I'm tired of like having to reset my whole friends like group multiple times in my life. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but and then also as a what did I do? So I said I did. What did I do? I did moms. I didn't do moms yet. Okay, so as a mom, I definitely steer more towards toddler moms because it's just a connection that you have. Or mom, like even with Bo, she has like a 9-year-old. I like to pick her brain because she has a 9-year-old, but she also has a toddler too. So I like to be able to talk to her and be like, okay, so one, what's different from your first one to your last one? And two, like you've already been through the potty training. What are tips and things that you did? Not saying that I do all of them, but like it's nice to just be able to discuss those. Like there's something about parenting conversations, not just moms, but parenting conversations that are just kind of comforting and make you feel a little bit more grounded and like you're understood, you know? So
yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, I think in general, just like as you get older, I feel like it feels awkward when you're younger making friends, but then I feel like it just stays awkward. Like the older you get, it doesn't get any less awkward. Like
it's less awkward as a kid. I think it's way less awkward as a kid because you don't care.
because you have
Or like
school.
when you're in school, like the person sitting next to you, or a person like people you play sports with, or people in groups with you. Like it's a lot easier. I feel like in high school and like school, you think it's hard. You're in close proximity with these people for your whole life, so it really isn't hard to make. It really shouldn't be that hard to make friends. There's some people I know that are like they feel like they're the outsider, they don't fit in anywhere. But honestly, there's somewhere for everybody to fit in. Like nowadays, like you just got to find the right group. But as an adult, you have to put yourself out there more because you're not in any required space with people anymore, except for your job. And even some people's jobs, like
groups.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We're planning on, so on the conversation of friendship, and then we'll have to wrap up, but I'm planning on having a game night. And I know you guys won't be here for the game night, but I'm planning on having a game night. I found 3 other couples that we want to do a game night with. So I
wish we could like face. Are you guys gonna play Villainous?
I'm thinking play Villainous, maybe Taboo. I've talked to these groups before, though. I talked to there's another couple that like they are all about the strategy games. So like she's like, that sounds like our kind of game. Like we are totally in. We're gonna take it mad serious. So like, she's like, we have game nights at our house, and we are so
game
serious
nights.
about it. They're like super competitive. I was like, okay, so you guys totally have to come. And then we have like Jordan and Katrina who are like super laid back, like they're just like, oh, that's cool, whatever, kind of go with the flow. And then Katie and her man Trey. So we'll invite them. I'm thinking I'll invite them all, and there'll be 8 of us. I think 8's a good solid game night.
Yeah,
I think
more
you
than
get
that's
bigger
too
than
many.
that. It's too many. Yeah.
It's too many.
So
Villainous will
yeah,
be fun with that many people, though. With 8 people.
yeah.
Because
I
with
think
6, it was super fun with 6.
Yeah, 8 is definitely going to be fun, and we have enough. Like you can pick and mix and whatever the game.
Yeah.
And then if we want to do like instead of having 8 people, we just do couples on a team. We can do that also. So that's like something too. Like we could be like, could you guys want to each have your own, or do you want to play as couples, or what? Because 8 is
I
going to
wish we
take a
could
long
play.
time. Yeah.
Wish we could play.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll try to do something. I don't know. We'll try to figure out a way to do it. Maybe we'll have a night like if they like, video games, if they want to like do play Switch
Yeah,
or play something like
we can
that,
play
then
Switch
we
with
can
you
like
guys.
jump on with you guys or whatever. Especially like Mario Kart, because you can have like 1 million people in Mario Kart.
Yeah. And it'll be easier because like there'll be 4 people on your screen and then 2 people on our screen instead of it being like 6 people on a screen.
On the same screen.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you have a go girl and no girl this week?
I do. Well, I have a go girl because we bought a car, so I was very happy about that. But my second one is my hair again because I finally did the slicked back ponytail. And I found the trick to it, and I'm so happy because it gives me granted, it takes me a hot minute in the shower to do, but it's a style that I literally just can do for days and days and days and days and days in a row. And it's just that way. Like, it's just set. I wrap it down every night. It's set. It's a really easy protective style. So I'm so happy about it. So I was super stoked about that. So happy. I again almost burned down the house though this week. Not almost burned. But Ashley was on the phone with me, Landon was talking to me, and I was trying to make him food, and I was trying to get him I was doing way too many things at once. So I'm trying to make I made Landon some food. He decided he didn't want to eat it. So then I get up to make him some more food. I made him waffles, and I make syrup. So I was like, you know what? I want some waffles too. So I was like, I'll just make myself some waffles. Also, I'll make Landon waffles. And so I'm making my syrup in the pot. Basically, if you've never made syrup at home, you take brown sugar, a little bit of vanilla, some cinnamon and butter, and water, and you just melt it down into syrup. It's delicious. Try it. But I put it on the stove, and for some reason, I walked over, grabbed the pot, poured some syrup on Landon's stuff, poured some on mine, and stuck it back on the stove, and forgot to turn it off. So I'm sitting there talking to Ashley, talking to Landon, because he's supposed to be sitting and eating, and he came in to try to eat my waffles, even though he had his own waffles. And I'm talking to him, and all of a sudden I see Blake get up from in the living room, and the fire alarm starts going off, and I'm like, what? I'm literally had no idea, what is setting the fire alarm off? And I go in, and there's just billowing smoke coming out of this teeny tiny pot, and I'm just like, ugh. So it was a fail. I really need to stop. I'm just not a big fan of this whole gas stove, gas oven thing. It's just not. We are not friends right now at all. So we're gonna try to work it. It really does. Sure. In my head, I'm normally okay, so it says 13 to 17 minutes. I'm just gonna put it on 15. Nope.
13.
13.
And then if it's not cooked,
and then if it's not done, add some time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what about you?
Okay, so my no girl this week was, I've been talking about this on the podcast for the last couple of weeks, is that I've been eating very strictly. And I decided that on Thursday, because I promised Phoenix we could go get ice cream because Derek's off on Thursday, and I was like, I thought that would be a fun thing for all of us to do, is pick up Phoenix and go get ice cream. Well, my macros doesn't really account for ice cream. So We went and got frozen yogurt, which is super low in fat, by the way, and super like doesn't have that many calories. But still, like that basically was gonna eat all of my calories and all of my macros for like the rest of the day at like 3 o'clock. And I was just like, so Derek's like, "Do you want to go eat he's like, do you want to go get frozen yogurt? Like, I know you don't have that many macros left." He's like, "I have tons of macros because he's huge. But I just want to make sure that you're going to be okay. Like, I don't want to go. And then you're just like sitting there while we're eating ice cream." And I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to have some freaking frozen yogurt. So
Honestly, it sounds like a go girl for me.
That is, my go girl this week is I had frozen yogurt with my family instead of focusing on my stupid dieting for one day. And you know what? I didn't gain 12 pounds from eating 2 ounces of ice cream. So it was worth it to eat the ice cream with my family and enjoy the moment and like just not like think so into it that I was just like, because, and I didn't feel guilty about it. I was just like, I'm happy I did it. I had frozen yogurt. And now the next meal. And then when we got home, we had chicken. I keep wanting to say Instapot. I air fried chicken, and then I cooked up broccoli and carrots in a pan, and it was super good. It was like super good. So, and that's what we ate. And like, I felt great afterwards. I just no reason to feel guilty. I had a super healthy meal, and I had like a tiny bit of ice cream or frozen yogurt. Like, but I can get in my head about that stuff sometimes. But I lost another pound this week. So doing good. You lost 3 pounds?
No, you did.
Oh, yeah. I've lost 3 pounds. Yeah. I started at 181 and I'm now 177.2. So like basically 3 pounds. 4 pounds. That's almost 4 pounds, actually. So yeah, I'm doing good. I'm right on, right chugging along. I'm 2 pounds closer. So my no girl this week, I don't really know if I had a no girl. It's another one of those situations where like Saturday, I just was not having it, and Friday I was just not having it. I'm wearing myself out during the week, and so when I have Phoenix all day on Friday and Saturday, I have nothing left. I'm just tired.
So I really think you should just put Phoenix in school on Fridays.
We'll think about it. I need one more day. Like I feel like I need one more day. If I just had
because you don't get Thursdays because that's you and Derek's day.
Yeah.
So like you really only have 3 days.
Yeah.
Because you have Phoenix Friday and Saturday. And Derek works all day on Saturdays. So he's not home at all. He doesn't come home till late on Fridays. And then Sundays is like y'all's family day. So you legit don't have a day. Like you legit have 3 days because Sundays are family day. Saturdays you have Phoenix all day. Fridays Derek works late. And then Thursdays is you and Derek's day.
So I basically get Tuesday, Wednesday. Monday I do podcasting stuff pretty much all day.
Yeah.
So I have 2 days a week where it's just me, which I guess that's more than some people get, but it more feels like I have 2 days off. Like, you know how people have like, they work 5 days a week and they have 2 days off? That's kind of how I feel. And even on those 2 days off, I feel like I have to get all the things done in those 2 days. Like it's very similar to that kind of thought process. So I just need to find a schedule that works better for me as far as like, not exhausting myself like this. Exhausting myself. Excuse me. So yeah, we'll figure out something. Also eating.
I feel like you should, and stop working out 7 days a week. Just maybe do 5. That helped too.
Yeah, I think that's a big contribution is that I'm getting tired from just working out so many days a week. So I think I need to go back to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, take off Friday and do Saturday. Or because before what I was doing Monday through Thursday and then I was alternating between Friday and Saturday. So like I would go on Saturday some weeks and Friday other weeks. So I think maybe I'll go back to doing that and stop going every day.
Yeah.
We'll probably feel a little less tired. But on that note, we gotta get out of here because we are past our time. But thank you guys so much for watching and listening. Like I said at the top of the show, please subscribe, hit the bell, give us that 5th star, and leave a review because that's how people find us. And feel free to share us on your social media. And tag us and let us know what your favorite parts were, what your favorite quotes were, whatever else. And
any questions? If you guys have any questions for us or any topics you think we should discuss, let us know about that as well.
Yes, and you can email us at twinlifepodcast@gmail.com with any with any questions or thoughts or just a hello or whatever it may be. So but on that note,
see you guys.
We'll see you guys later. Love you.
Bye.